Oh. Okay. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm tired. Yeah, I'm tired. But rocket launches wait for no man. Coffee? 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 All right, so Rocket Lab mission without a beat. The cast's already started, so I won't bore you. Let's go right over here and
Stage 1 and Stage 2 high voltage batteries are ready for flight.
all right.
GC LD on mission.
LD GC.
Please proceed with sequence 58 launch pad ready.
Sequence 58 in work.
Okay, everything looks good there thus far.
LD stage mission.
Go ahead, stage.
All blips are nominal. Stage terminal checks are complete.
Roger, thank you, sir.
Hi, drummer. Strummer, what's up?
As we head into Strongback retract,
Discovery,
let's
go
take
and
a
throttle
closer look at Electron
Yeah, it's
on the
on
pad.
I hear you.
Electron is our 18-metre tall, well, 18 and a bit today, two-stage launch vehicle made with carbon composite material, making it incredibly lightweight but also strong enough to withstand the forces of launch. While the carbon composite gives Electron its sleek black appearance, you'll notice here it now wears two white stripes. These stripes are made out of ice formed on the outside of the rocket due to the very, very cold temperature of the liquid oxygen used to propel Electron into Earth's orbit. The liquid oxygen and kerosene propellant mix is used to power the 9 3D printed Rutherford engines on Stage 1. These engines are named after Sir Ernest Rutherford, the famous physicist and New Zealander who discovered the radioactive element radon, as well as the concept of radioactive half-life.
That's right. Those 9 Rutherford engines power the first stage until Electron is at an altitude of around 70 kilometers above sea level. At this point, the next stage of the journey is carried by just one Rutherford engine, specially designed to work in the vacuum of space. We also have another engine named after another famous physicist, Marie Curie. Our Curie engine is the 11th engine on Electron and is housed within Electron's third stage, also known as the kick stage. This kick stage is important for delivering the payload to its exact destination in space. Today, after Electron lifts off the pad and successfully completes Stage 1 and Stage 2 burn to get us into space, Curie will then kick in to propel Black Sky's 2 satellites to a 430-kilometer circular orbit.
The kick stage is a small but mighty upper stage responsible for our incredibly accurate payload insertion, on average within just 1 kilometer of the target orbit.
All of them free.
In order to achieve this high accuracy, we separate the kick stage just at the perigee of orbit as shown here. Today's satellites are headed to a circular orbit, but when we first separate the kick stage, it's on an elliptical first pass. It needs a propulsion system to boost it up into the right orbit for payload deployment, and that's where Curie comes in.
So we enter a coast phase for a period of time until the kick stage and attached payloads reach their desired apogee. That's when the Mark II Curie engine ignites for about 45 seconds to circularize the orbit ahead of payload deployment shortly after. From here, our Curie engine can reignite to lower the apogee, reducing the on-orbit time by up to 99.7%.
Very
doing
nice.
our part to keep space
My
nice and
rocket
tidy.
is very nice.
Now, while we are best known for our rockets, we also make spacecraft components used on thousands of satellites all across the solar system. Rocket Lab manufactures reaction wheels and star trackers with our team at Sinclair Interplanetary, solar panels at SolAero, separation systems from PSC, and in-space software by the Rocket Lab team at ASI in Colorado. We're fast becoming a one-stop shop for all things space.
Cool.
That's right. If you've got a sensor or an experiment, we've got the components and the expertise to get your idea on orbit.
And so, at T-minus 4 minutes and 22 seconds, it's time to go to space. Electron remains in good health and the Black Sky satellites inside the fairing are good to go. The weather remains green and the path to orbit is looking clear from Launch Complex 1 at T0. Soon we'll hear the call that LOX loading is complete on Electron, telling us that the rocket is fully fueled for launch. Once the rocket has completed fueling, Electron's internal flight computers will take over the countdown to run the vehicle autonomously.
Our launch director will be counting down the clock from mission control from T-minus 10 seconds, and at T-minus 3 seconds, those 9 Rutherford engines we mentioned earlier will ignite before Electron lifts off the pad at T0. We're going to hand over now to mission control to check in with the operators ahead of launch.
That is ready for launch.
All right, see her fly. AP, how's things going over there? You having a good evening, sir? Sure, chilling out with some
All
satisfaction.
stations, this is the LD on mission. From now on, there shall be no red flags on your critical LCCs. VMS LD on mission.
Go ahead.
Confirm flight computer as goes are green.
Confirm as goes are green.
No problem, Lab.
VMS, lock auto sequence and confirm.
Okay.
Auto sequence is locked.
All stations LD on mission. We are go for auto sequence start at T-minus 2 minutes. LD is go for launch.
Launch
LD
direct.
Shadow.
Roger, Shadow, go.
Hold on a second. Well, that's okay. Must have been ITAR, guys. How's the morning for you? Not too early this time? This is going to mess up my sleep schedule a little bit, AP, but I'll be alright. Q, what's going on? They shut the comm loop off after they went for that go poll. The launch director reported go for auto sequencer start.
Vehicle is on internal power.
And then they blanked the comm loop. Yep, they didn't want you hearing that. Element. Yeah, everything's... Yeah, the clock's still going, so...
Clock's low complete. Skate in recirc.
90 seconds. Any idea where this rocket is heading? This one, sun synchronous orbit. These are black sky satellites, so Earth observation satellites.
AFTS is green and enabled for flight.
Black sky satellites are like, they take pictures that like Google Earth buys to like show satellite views and stuff. They're Earth imaging satellites.
Anti-geysering disabled.
Okay. Hey, EJ went live, guys. I don't know if you got the notification. T-minus 60 seconds. New Zealand drama. Launching from New Zealand.
Stage
right?
1 and Stage 2 are pressed for flight.
How expensive are those satellites? Not very, Frilled. They're small
Interpurge
sats.
enabled.
Maybe about the size of a car engine, something like that. Not very big.
Water deluge is activated.
T-minus 30 seconds. Nuggets?
T-minus 20 seconds and counting.
All right, Nug. T-minus 10.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Turning it up.
2, 1.
Looked good
We have
there.
liftoff.
Looked like they got a good lift. All right, there we go.
Stage performance nominal.
It looked good.
HV battery discharge is nominal.
Yeah, Electron's a quick little rocket. This is a small sat launcher, guys. It's not very big. People can wheel that rocket around on its transporter. Like 2 or 3 guys can move it. It's really not that big. It's about the size of a semi-truck, maybe.
And there we have it. Our
Like, in terms of
25th
length,
Electron launch
it's really
vehicle
not
is
big.
off the pad for this mission and progressing well on its way to low Earth orbit. Soon the vehicle will approach the point in its journey when it experiences the most amount of stress, maximum aerodynamic pressure, which is known as max Q.
Astra's rocket's probably about half the size of Electron. Maybe 2/3. It's not very big. But everything looked good there.
And there we have it. We have word from Mission Control that we can confirm that Electron has successfully passed through max Q and is continuing on its southeastern trajectory off the coast of New Zealand.
T plus 94.
The first stage's Rutherford engines are firing perfectly as we come up to the next major milestone ahead of the first separation event for Electron.
AOS Chatham Station.
They have acquisition of signal through Chatham.
We're approaching main engine cutoff,
T plus
or MECO.
120.
This is when Electron throttles down just a bit before shutting off those 9 Rutherford engines on stage 1 we mentioned earlier. This reduction in thrust allows for a clean
paint's coming
separation
off.
of the first
Or-
and second stages
it's not
before
painted.
the
What
singular
the heck is
Rutherford
that?
engine on the second stage fires up and takes the satellites the rest of the way into orbit. We should see both of those actions on screen and hear the call-outs from our operators and mission control shortly.
Huh. Something's bubbling up there, and I don't know if it's ice or what. But
Confirmed.
okay, there's engine cutoff. Stand by for staging.
Stage separation confirmed.
Stage 2 ignition.
Staging looks good. Real good. Perfect.
There we go. We have confirmed a successful transition from the first to second stages of
Caroloc's
Electron's
like
flight,
it's not methane.
with MECO, stage separation, and second stage ignition all nominal. You can now see the orange glow of the space-optimized
HP
Rutherford
battery
engine as it carries on into space.
The protective shell at the top of Electron, known as the payload fairing, protects the satellites as the vehicle launches through Earth's atmosphere. Since we've now cleared the lower atmosphere, those satellites don't need that protection anymore. In fact, we need to jettison that protective
Fairing
shell
separation
so we can
confirmed.
safely deploy the satellites to
Alright,
low
see if you can
Earth
see the
orbit.
fairing.
Bottom holding nominal.
There goes the payload fairing. Black Sky's satellites are now
Guidance
exposed to space, no longer needing this shell to protect them, as Electron has already punched through Earth's atmosphere to take them to their orbital destination. We've got a short time gap now between this latest event and the next one coming up for Electron's second stage, which involves swapping out the batteries that power the second stage Rutherford engine.
Well, they're
The
working.
mission is continuing nominally as we approach that next milestone, with the second stage traveling at nearly 9,000 kilometers an hour at an altitude of 139 kilometers.
They're
If
working
you've
on.
just joined us, we've had a
Oh.
great start to today's mission
It's all
so
over there.
far. Electron successfully cleared the pad at Launch Complex 1 just a few moments ago, and we're now well on our way to space, having completed a successful pass through max Q, main engine cutoff, and stage separation to reach this point now in the mission. Electron's second stage, with the Black Sky satellites on board, is headed to low Earth orbit, 430 kilometers above Earth, where they'll join the rest of Black Sky's constellation of Earth-observing smallsats.
I was about to say they're working on recovery, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to recover this one. Better not. So.
As we continue without missing a beat, Electron is currently coasting in its second stage of flight before our kick stage kicks in
Stage
and takes those
nominal.
2 Black Sky global satellites to where they need to go. Mission Control is reporting all systems remain healthy on the vehicle as it travels at nearly
Yeah, no red
12,000
van.
kilometers
That's
per
right.
hour.
If I had to guess, they're probably going to recover a couple of Electron stages, but they're really making a push for Neutron. That's my guess, but could be wrong. Rutherford engines of ablative nozzles. That one is. Yeah, they might be using some
Back
kind
to
of
the mission on your screen, we're coming up to a milestone you'll see used only on Electron.
From what I understand,
swap out
Bringer,
of
yeah.
batteries that our Rutherford engines draw their energy from to continue operating their pumps. The
Alright,
vehicle
I've
has
done
run
work
through
on
the
it,
set of
listen.
batteries we started with at stage separation, and so now the second stage of the vehicle needs to swap over to a fresh battery to keep things going. We call this move the battery hot swap. We should hear that call come from mission control shortly, but keep an eye on your screen too, as sometimes you can catch a glimpse of them falling away.
Seconds remaining.
Watch right here. Don't blink, because it's gonna happen fast. Watch right here.
HV battery discharge nominal. Approaching hot swap.
Discovery, go at throttle.
I go. Don't blink. I told you not to blink.
Starting throttle down.
Any second now. Ready? Tink. And it's
Swap
gone.
successful.
Battery Jason.
And there goes the call for a successful battery hot swap.
Ejectocito,
You see the shiny
cuz!
silver object on your screen falling away from the second stage engine. Electron continues well onto its target
Okay,
430
yes, it's safe.
kilometers orbit, traveling at a speed of 16,000 kilometers per hour and an altitude of 200 kilometers.
Get off my rocket. Nice. I looked at the trap ray. Tell him about the Twinkie. Yeah, she's booking Norlock. This Electron might be a little small rocket, but it packs a little bit of a
HV
punch.
battery discharge holding
Electron
nominal.
is currently in its second stage burn on the way to low Earth orbit to deliver Black Sky's payloads. We know that Black Sky's constellation can be used by all sorts of groups and
Stage two
organizations
propulsion
between
holding up.
government, commercial, and aid. But what does that actually look like on the ground? To give you some idea, Black Sky's AI-powered constellation was recently used to evaluate the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on shipping and supply chain logistics around the world.
Yeah, Nils, ain't bad. It's a good little rocket.
Coming up next will be second engine cutoff, or SECO, on Electron's stage 2. This manoeuvre follows relatively the same procedure as main engine cutoff, where the Rutherford engine on the second stage will throttle down before shutting off, ahead of separation between the second stage and the kick stage.
There will be a bit of a gap between kick stage separation and payload deployment, as this stage separation places the kick stage in an elliptical orbit of Earth first. We'll explain what happens then, after we receive confirmation from Mission Control, first of SECO, and stage separation.
Are the sparks the ablatives from the nozzle? No, I don't think so. It just looks like coking. They're probably running fuel rich if they're using film cooling, Owens.
Entering burnout detect.
Guidance is in toner. 27 seconds remaining.
Okay. They're probably running fuel rich because it's film cooled. That looks like a film cooled motor. I mean, chat was saying that it was. If it is film cooled, you're gonna get the sparks like that because of the coking. It's burning up the film cooling. That's normal. It's totally fine. Compared to RS-25, how big are Rutherford engines? Rutherford engines are about this big. They're small. They're not. This is not a big rocket, dude.
And great news
looked
there
good.
from Mission Control with a successful SECO. The kick stage is now separated ahead of payload deployment, which is set to take place in the next 45 minutes or so. Due to the innovative payload design intended to keep Electron lean and efficient, we won't have live video of payload deployment for this mission. But we will be back to listen out for those final few calls from
Well, that's
Mission Control,
Astra Nuggets.
as well as
But
watch an
Electron
animated
can
view
too,
of the
just
end of
in
the mission
pieces.
to visualize what's happening up there in low Earth orbit.
We'll take a bit of a break now, and we will see you back here in time for payload deployment in about 40 minutes or so. Stay tuned.
Everything looked good there. I mean, see all this right here, all this stuff, the satellite with the Curie and everything, that could fit inside of an RS-25's nozzle. It's very small. All right. Isn't Rocket Lab who Rocket Guy works for? No. No. Rocket Guy does not work for Rocket Lab. This is Tim's music, drummer. Every day. It is Tim's music, Racing Kid, yeah. Yeah, Zvonku, I know. The Black Sky and Maxer are making a lot of money off of taking pictures of things in certain parts of the world. Yeah, man, absolutely. He worked at SNC Louisa once upon a time. He doesn't work there no more. He's working on something else. I can't say what though, dude. Dude, like, that's the trouble of, like, working at my job, dude. Like, I know a bunch of people, and some of the... Dude, I know a bunch of people in the industry, and they work on some really cool stuff, but I can't tell you what they work on. Like, I want to, and they want to say, too. Like, most people that work in the aerospace industry love their freaking work. They work on some really cool stuff. They just can't say what it is. No one can talk about it, which kind of sucks, but... That's just kind of the business, man. It's kind of how it works. See, a little imaging lens right there. It's a blessing and a curse in disguise, man. Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah, that's like when you see reporters, you know, oh, sources say, they're most likely talking to somebody who has, you know, like insider information. But you guys got to be careful with that stuff, because I know that there are people out there that generally just tell people wrong stuff, and they report it just to see where leaks are. Like, there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I'm not talking about like intentionally misleading something. They send out misinformation like that to see who's talking to people. That definitely does happen. You got to be careful with that. Hey, Suerte, how are you? Oh yeah, they do that. Yeah, drummer, that happens. Companies just release statements about things, and then that gets reported. They can figure out who's leaking stuff. Oh yeah, that happens. You guys got to remember, it's all ITAR stuff, you know. Which is funny because, like, I know what ITAR stuff is and what isn't, right? Like, I've read all about it, you know, and I maintain pretty hard OPSEC on the stream because that's my job. It's my due diligence as, you know, somebody that talks about and reports this stuff, right? I know who's full of crap and who isn't. It's really easy to see. Yeah, it's pretty easy to spot. Okay, here's a good example. NASA talking about like the not the green run, the wet dress rehearsal and ITAR stuff. That's not ITAR. They're making that up. They're not making that up, but they're not covering it for whatever reason. But they released the entire mission timeline on the comm loop, which is hilarious to me. That's how you know it's not, like, you have to be pretty damn logical with this stuff. Like, that's how you know it's not ITAR at all. Yeah, Nuggets, that stuff happens. So you got to be careful. That's why you got to be, like, especially careful when people say, like, sources say and stuff with their reporting. You got to be super careful with that. Like, that's why if I'm going to do, like, oh, sources say this or sources say that, I always say take it with a grain of salt. Take it for what it's worth. It's not, there's no way we can trace this information, so... Jock, well, that's my... that was my thing about that, dude. That was my thing. Who's using cryogenic ballistic missiles? It ain't Russia. It ain't China. It ain't anybody. So who's using that? But once again, that could be misinformation in itself. They could be using that to throw people off the trail. It's true. Everyone uses hypergulls or solids for ICBMs. You'd be stupid to use cryogenics because cryogenics take an hour to fuel up. Then you can launch it. No one's going to do that. In a nuclear war, you don't have an hour. Okay, you got about 15 minutes. If your rocket can't launch in 15 minutes, well, you don't have to worry about launching it after that. Because there will be no rocket left. There will be no you left. You know what I mean? So no one's using hydrolox, especially for ICBMs. No one's doing that. So, well, none of our adversaries are doing that to our knowledge. And if they are, that doesn't make any sense. You do if you launch first strike, yeah. So who would want to make a first strike? So who would want to make a first strike ICBM? So who's using hydrolox? I'll ask again, Geeson. They may have outed themselves, which is extremely stupid, man. Like, that's what I'm worried about. I'm like, no one uses that. Do people use hydrolox missiles? Nobody. Yeah, right, Azanku? Yeah, straight up. Hey, Whitney. Did you cover the launch too? Question about solid fuel missiles. Does the solid fuel go bad over time? Nope. No, they stabilize the mixture roadrunners with aluminum flakes. I'm not kidding. Aluminum. SRBs burn aluminum as fuel. Aluminum and hydroxyl terminated polybutadiene with ammonium perchlorate as a stabilizer. Aluminum flakes and ammonium perchlorate as a stabilizer. Yeah. Yeah, aluminum. Yeah. They don't go bad. 30 years. 30 years shelf life. Whitney, how are you? Did you cover the launch? Was it beautiful? This is Le Raid! What's going on? Bonjour to the Français viewers. You mean aluminum? Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. If someone disconnected a LOX vent arm but the launch didn't happen, could the tank burst from the pressure? Well, the vents are usually on the rocket, Nuggets, so no, it's usually fine. The heck is an aluminum falcon? It is the raid! Open the door! Ah! Sacre bleu! You got a bit tired at the end because of your COVID. Oh, geez. Well, I hope you feel better. I'm good over here, Whitney. I'm just doing my thing. Just doing my thing with rockets. Like those. You know, we're just watching this thing coast around. It's gonna be a little bit, though. Just so you know, I own you at this game. What is happening today? It looks like something. Electron launched, and they're just coasting here. What's the camera on? Oh, they're flying in formation. About 30 minutes left till deploy. It's a computer graphic, man. I missed all of this. The Rocket Lab owns you at this, Jay. I don't know what you're doing. But anyway, you guys know Space Explorer, Whitney. She's my French counterpart for STEM stuff and rocket stuff here on Twitch. Make sure to go give her a follow. She's cool. Thank you. No problem. Don't worry about it. Wait a minute. Actually, okay, it is a problem. Wait, Whitney, what kind of car do you drive? This is important information. I've never asked you. What kind of car do you drive? This is important. You don't have your driver's license. Oh. It's too expensive? Oh. Okay, alright. Second question. Second question. Should the TGV stay orange? Should they always paint it orange with a white stripe? That's the second question. This is important. It's gray now? It's not right. It's not right. It should be orange. What is that? That's TGV-01. That's the original TGV. It has a gas turbine in it. It's a jet. There's a jet engine in that sucker before they switched it to electric. Electric is good. Don't get me wrong. Electric trains are totally cool. But also, jet engine. And it should be orange. Gray, no. 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 Gray is merde. Should be orange. Yeah, the orange is faster. Yeah, go faster. The roads are not safe for everybody. Alright, well, okay, it's all good. Painted orange, great success. TGV is good, but the RER is better. Nice. Nuclear jet stream, please. Biz, I like the way you think. No, in French, but I can translate in English if needed. Sweet. You found a locomotive here that's turbine electric? Turbine electric is the best. It's just the best, Louisa. I'm sorry. People could say that it's not, but it is. Hey, Turkey, what's going on? I tried to watch the rocket ascending from my backyard, but I'm fogged in. Ugh. Yep. Whenever SpaceX shoots off something and it goes northeast out of Florida, it usually flies over me. But it's usually cloudy here because... It's alright. What is better, TGV or ETA? I'll be honest, Blackhorse. I had a poster of a TGV on my wall when I was like 12. Yeah. I had a Trains of the World poster. It was gigantic, and it had the TGV on it, and I was like, that's cool. I like that one. They had like a TGV. It had a big boy. It had an LNER locomotive, the green one. Like, I had all kinds of good stuff on there. Don't, Spoon. That's not fun. Please. $2,200 for a new truck? I wish. ETA is on the same... Wait, Jock, your high-speed rail is on the same as your low-speed rail? That's something... That's dumb. That's what we do. Oh, man, don't be like us when it comes to trains. When it comes to high-speed rail. Don't do that. What are you doing? Yeah, that happens to us too. Dude, we have high-speed rail over here. The problem is that the local railways take precedent over the high-speed railways. So the high-speed railways have to stop. They have to yield to the slow trains. I'm like, what? Oh. Mein Gott. Nein. Nuggets, what was your last? TGV is good, but Volgograd Metro Tram is better. I don't know what that is. I know what Volgograd is. You need maglev? Maglev's alright. What's this? F3R. This is Rocket Lab Electron launch. The satellite is coasting right now, so we're kind of waiting for the mission to succeed, but the rocket did launch. That's what I do. I live stream companies' rocket launches. Here, I can go back and show you the launch real quick. It's really good. Here.
9, 8. 7,
This was just a second ago. Like,
5, 4.
watch.
3, 2.
This thing yeets.
1.
Later.
We have liftoff.
Bye-bye. It's a little bright. So, they launched. Yeah, there she goes. They launched, but they're the satellite up there is coasting. They basically, it got up into orbit, but like with how stuff flying in space works is that you have to kind of time it so you fire the engine at the right time so the satellite gets to the right orbit. Yeah, it's just going to take a second. We're almost there. But, so, we don't obviously have a live picture of this right now, but what they're launching is so these are Black Sky satellites. That Black Sky is the company. They are commercial Earth observation satellites. If you notice, like, I mean, this is just a 3D render. Like, this is their upper stage right there. There's that little pea shooter at the bottom of the thing is the rocket engine. You don't need a big rocket engine when you're up in space. These satellites are little mini. They're little mini. I want to say spy satellites, but that's not really what they are. They're commercial imaging satellites. That's the right way to say it. So like, if Black Sky sells pictures to like Google along with like Maxer and stuff. Like if you go and look on Google Earth, you'll see, like if we go zoom in, you'll see their copyright sometimes pop up. So like Landsat does it, Copernicus, like Black Sky goes in there, like all these pictures. This is the kind of stuff that they take pictures of. They're commercial imaging, so they could do all kinds of stuff. Black Sky satellites right now are like one of the. I mean, a couple people in chat as long as you were talking about this. Black Sky satellites and Maxer satellites are being used to get information on what's happening in Eastern Europe. I'll say, like, let's just leave it at that. I don't really want to talk about it, but yeah, they're really cool tech. You can see all kinds of stuff with these things. They're really good. They're commercial imaging satellites. They're quite nice. What is that baby engine? It's a Curie engine, Mars. The Curie engine, the nozzle's about the size of a golf ball. It's really, really, really tiny. They're really small rocket engines. You don't need a big rocket engine up in space. Efficiency is the name of the game up there. The sound. Yeah, the sound. So, yeah, really good stuff. We're just watching the satellite coast here, but here, like, they're showing live shots of their mission control and stuff. I'm going to go over here. Yep. These guys actually launched down in New Zealand, believe it or not. Their launch site is on the Mahia Peninsula in New Zealand, which is really cool. It's there's not many places overseas outside of the U.S. where people launch from. Like, there are, don't get me wrong, like, there's Tanegashima, where Japan launches from. There's obviously the Russians launching from Baikonur and Vostochny. There's 4 or 5 different launch sites around China. There's Hainan, Jinquan, or Wenchang, Jinquan, and there's a bunch of other ones, and I'm probably not saying them right. But and then there's Kourou, where the Europeans launch from over here in South America. But these guys launch from down here. Check this out. Their launch pad is at the tip of this peninsula right here. See? It's an updated picture. They have a twin pad launch complex. See that? North Korea launches a lot of rockets. Yeah, but so A, Forlorn, I can't tell you where that happens because it's on a big truck. And B, I don't have a gold watch. So stupid. Did you see that? Did you see that? Seriously? Did you see it? Just like what? No, drummer, dude. Oh my god. I'm just confused, okay? So, North Korea, Kim Jong-un, right? They have a new ballistic missile, and they tested it the other day, and it did really well. It's hypergolic, and it's blatantly based off of something similar to, like, they look like proton engines in the bottom. They're already 250s, I think, which are something that's former Soviet. It's not a bad little. It wouldn't be a bad little launch vehicle if the payload on top didn't suck. I don't like that part, but dude, they released this video. Like, the camera fades in, right, and it's looking at a hangar door, and the hangar door's open, right, and the launch truck with the ICBM is in the back of the hangar, and then Kim Jong-un and two generals come walking out of the hangar door, and Kim Jong-un is wearing a bomber jacket, like a leather bomber jacket. And they're walking out and he has like sunglasses on, he's walking out, and he slow-mo walks out of the hangar, right? And he's like pointing, you see him pointing at people like, oh, hey, you made this possible. Hey, you were pretty good. You designed this, and I'm not going to kill you today. This is great. You, though, you're very good. Dude, I'm not making this up. And then, he looks at his generals, and he goes, and the generals go, and then it shows footage of it launching. I'm not making it, dude. It is, it's supposed to be like Top Gun. I don't understand what's going on in that video. The rocket part is kind of neat, except I don't like what's on top. Should I be pumped about? I don't know what's happening here. It's very weird. It's very strange. I'm not gonna kill you today. I don't understand. It's so strange, dude. Floating Disc has the video, dude. It is. Floating Disc in chat had the video, dude. It's weird. It's freaking weird, man. What's going on? I don't understand, dude. It's. Is it bad if I watch that video and all I think is I just want the truck? That truck is really cool. Kind of just want that. I know, AP, should we be upset about this? We should be upset about this. Shouldn't we be mad? But also, look at I ain't even mad, right? What is happening here? I'm sorry, it's so ridiculous. I don't know what's going on. Should we be pissed about this? Yeah, Pigzig, like I said, at least it ain't boring, At least it ain't boring, man. I'd prefer boring, to be honest with you. Tunnel boring, machine boring, but at least it ain't boring. I know, Whitney, it's should we be upset about this? What? I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. I'm really confused. This is just... It's just... Alright. Okay. Yeah. It's, No, it's real flag. No, dude, that's Korean state media released that, unironically. I'm I don't understand. Alright. That's... Are you even awake yet? It's quite early. Define awake, man. It's great. If they were rolling out, if this was a commercial launch vehicle or something, I'd be dude, that's awesome. Good for you. But it's a freaking ICBM, and they tested it, and it hit... The ICBM hit 12,000 kilometer apogee, which means you can hit the U.S. from that. With that, that's not good. That's not a good thing. But also, all right, it's the guy knows he's a meme. He doesn't care. It's okay. Hey, you got to take your time out. You got to take your time out for that one, man. Take your licks. Like, yeah, no, it's at least it's not boring, man. It's very strange. But anyway, we're watching this thing fly. Yeah, Solar. Yeah, I know, AP, isn't it? Okay. I mean, all right. Yeah, Spiritus, I know. So, okay, you want to learn the orbital mechanics about this stuff. So, why is 12,000 kilometer apogee important? All right. So 12,000. This missile basically went straight up and came straight back down and landed like right near North Korea. Okay. So, why is that important? In orbital mechanics, guys, ICBMs don't like you see ICBMs, right? And you'd think that ICBMs kind of fly across, right? Like, okay, so say Australia and New Zealand, right, wanted to, shoot at each other with ICBMs. Like, I don't think that's how that works, but just play off of that notion for a second. So New Zealand's launched from Mahia, right? The Australians launched from Woomera, right? You'd think like, oh, the missiles are going to go left, right. No. ICBMs go up. They go up, right? They fly on a super steep, lofted ascent trajectory. The reason why is because your ICBM can go further the higher you can go. So, long story short, you launch the thing up. You kind of launch it up and kind of forward just a little bit. And basically it goes so high that the Earth spins underneath it. And then it comes back down. And it comes back down at a very steep re-entry angle. And that steep re-entry angle makes the thing impossible to hit. You're not gonna hit the warhead. It's going like 25,000 miles an hour. You ain't gonna hit it. That's, the whole mutually assured destruction thing. But like that's why 12,000 kilometer apogee is big, because that's high enough to be able to, if you launched it lofted out a little ways, the Earth will spin underneath it and it'll go further, So, like, that's why that's a big deal. But, yeah, that video is just... Alright. Well, that's what the Peter Perimeter video talks about, Vin. Yeah. Yeah, Spiffy. I don't know. I don't know. It's very strange. They ran some Teslas in loop with no human drivers and with passengers. Cool. If Tesla doesn't release a Johnny Cab, I'm going to be a little bit upset. You guys know. Oh, TGV01. Oh, sacré bleu. Mon ami. So if the Teslas don't have Johnny Cab, I'm going to be very, very upset. You need to have Johnny Cab. Hello. My name is Johnny Cab. Where would you like to go today? They need Johnny Cab. Right? Without Johnny Cab, it's just worthless. It's ugly. Get it off the screen. No. They got Delamain instead. Takes up less space. Nice. I see what you did there. Get me the hell out of here. Just go. Okay. Spiritus, but it's pretty crowded up there. Can't you steer some satellites into it when it's high up? That'd be like trying to hit a bullet with another bullet. I mean, it's possible, but it's very difficult. Johnny Cab have the worst AI drivers in the world. Fun fact, the first CGV, the orange one, has a name. It's Patrick? No, this is Patrick. That thing? I like that one because it has a jet engine in it. And I like jet engines. We like jet engines here. I don't think I need to say why. It's the name of the driver's first son. That's cool. Floating, what did you want me to see? Okay. And now, onto something completely different. Long story short, but hear me out. Listen. Jet-powered jet. Just let that brew. TGV is nuclear, but the nuclear power plant is not in the train. It's funny how that works. That's very, yeah, reindeer, that's very strange. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm talking to my realtor. If you see me checking my phone, yeah. Talking to my realtor there, guy. Hey, not Nick. We're just waiting on the confirmation of payload deploy here from Rocket Lab. But yeah, the launch and everything looks good. Realtor, moving on up. That's the plan, not Nick. I didn't stream much yesterday because I was house hunting. We went and toured a house, and I found something that's... It's not everything that I wanted from a house. It has a single car garage, but plenty of space for cars, right? It's on a lot of land. But we found something that's not the biggest house, it's not the best house, but it's close. And yeah. So we'll see where it takes us. Big brain design. I've touched one of those planes, Flecken. That's the Aerospace Line Super Guppy. They must not have good ground coverage. Nah, not really. Wait, it's real? It's real. NASA uses them. They use them for transport. Nope, it's real. That's an Aerospace Line Super Guppy. It's based off of a Boeing 344 Stratocruiser. Or 377? I forget. I'll show you. Yeah, Super Guppy. There's two of them. Dude, they use them, yeah, they use them to move stuff around. NASA uses it to move Orion around, just like they used it to move the CSM around. It's a 377. Yeah, not a 344. That's the one. There's one in Pima. See? And Airbus uses that plane. Just looks so stupid, though. Yeah, it looks stupid until you realize that they can move around rocket stages with it. We have one in Toulouse. Nice. Yeah, not so stupid anymore, is it? It can move around Saturn. They used it to move around Saturn V's upper stage. The S4B. Ah! No. No. Yeah, there's it. There it is moving a crew access arm around. There it is moving a 737 around. That's weird. Would Centaur fit? Yeah, of course. That's, guys, that's, the S4B is 6 meters wide. Of course a Centaur will fit in there, yeah. Yeah, see, there it is moving Orion. See? Fun fact about the Super Guppy. The Super Guppy is based off of a 377. It's a modified Boeing 377. See, the 377? The 377 is a very strange looking plane. Do you know why? It's a strange looking plane because it has a pressurized component sitting on top of a wing box. So they hadn't figured out fully how to do like an integrated pressurized system
Discovery, go at throttle up.
yet. The damaged one was the prototype of the Super Guppy. The head wasn't strengthened enough and it collapsed on its maiden flight. Still maintained airworthiness. Nice. So, well, that's cool. That's cool. That's good to know. So this looks like they had a full pressurized section for passengers sitting on top of the wings. They hadn't really figured out how to integrate all that yet. The other reason is that the 377, if it kind of looks a little bit familiar, it looks kind of familiar. Something about that thing looks strangely, there's an odd similarity, right? Like, nice. Well, the odd similarity is that the 377 is derived from a B-29. It's a B-29. The reason why it has the pressure vessel sitting on the top is because the B-29, while having a pressurized component, front and rear, it had a little crawl space that goes over the gigantic freaking bomb bay that's in it. And they couldn't design around that wing box and make it pressurized front to back. So what the Boeing engineers did was they said, screw it. Put the pressurized segment on top of that. And that's exactly what they did. Yep. That made a ridiculously strong plane. Plane was very strong because it was a pressurized segment on top of a pressurized segment. And then Aerospace Lines took that pressurized hull on top of the pressurized hull, and they made a big cargo carrier out of it. So NASA, oh, hello. NASA is using this, basically a B-29, to move around Orion capsules. They're going to replace it soon, which is kind of annoying, but yeah. See, the the Beluga, the Beluga looks stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Like, that looks ridiculous. The Guppy looks fine. I don't know. Like, I'll take that. This thing is big brain. What are they replacing it with? A frigging Beluga, because NASA just likes buying Airbus stuff now, which is great. Yeah, there it is. There's an Orion capsule in there. Yeah, let's just take really cool looking planes and replace them with ugly looking planes that literally can move less cargo. Sounds like NASA to me. They need to use a dream lifter. They do, but they won't. Because... yeah, I don't know. Right here, take a look. Should give you a pretty good idea of the size. There's a freaking full T-38 in that thing. We could share our Super Guppy if they don't want the Beluga. Dude, Whitney, I'd take another Super Guppy. Super Guppy is aesthetic.
Discovery,
it's a cool looking plane. See? That's cool. Belugas are just... What were you thinking? Just... I hate this. I hate it. I hate it. It looks terrible. Like, just terrible. Just... There we go. Yeah, see? There we go. Rocker Lab stream. Rocker Lab.
It's now T plus 52 minutes.
All right,
as we
here we
welcome
go.
you back to the live broadcast of
It's a dream
Rocket Lab's
lifter.
25th Electron launch. Felicity will take us through a bit of a mission recap and what has occurred so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Without mission a beat, this mission lifted off the pad at Rocket Lab Launch Complex 1 at 0141 New Zealand time or 1241 UTC. Electron had a clean pass through max Q, main engine cutoff, first and second stage separation, and then second engine cutoff and final stage separation of the kick stage. This kick stage is carrying today's pair of Black Sky satellites to low Earth orbit and is now coming up on payload deployment. Soon we'll see the last 3 events in this mission.
As we mentioned before the break, the Curie engine will ignite to position the kick stage in a circular orbit ahead of payload deployment. Then the first Black Sky satellite will separate from the kick stage at just the right spot at 430 kilometers altitude, next to the top hat extension structure that kept that first satellite attached to the kick stage while protecting the second satellite beneath it will be ejected. This then makes way for the deployment of the second and final satellite for this mission into its orbital plane. Those 3 events should happen within a couple minutes of each other, so let's cross over to this animated view of payload deployment to keep track of the process while listening in to mission control.
Swagger. Yeah. That thing, what we were looking at is the dream
Upper
lifter.
payload deployed.
Okay. There's the call for payload deploy here. Okay, there's one. I mean, we only got an animation here.
You had it there. We now have confirmation that the first of the 2 Black Sky satellites have been successfully delivered to its new home in low Earth orbit. We'll give the satellite some space before we make the next maneuver, tipping our top hat, so to speak, to clear the path for the next satellite to deploy. That should be taking place shortly.
Yeah, see the lighter structure at the front of the vehicle right here. That's going to pop off. There's another satellite inside of it.
Payload adapter deployed.
And there's the second satellite.
That call out from Mission Control confirms we've had a successful separation of the upper stage extension. We're now onto the last event in payload deployment, separation of the second Gen 2 Black Sky satellite joining the other now 14 already on orbit. This should be taking place in just a few moments from now, so let's take a listen back into Mission Control.
Got a little Boston accent in there. I don't know what you're talking about. It's going to pop off. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Lower payload deployed. Mission success.
Bingo. Flight controllers report nominal payload deploy.
There it goes. Mission Control have confirmed the second Black Sky satellite has now successfully deployed to its new home in orbit. Welcome to space, Black Sky and spaceflight, and congratulations on a successful mission. Thank you for your continued support in this launch and over the last year.
You're welcome.
And that completes today's 25th Electron launch, our second launch for 2022, and the first from our LC-1 Pad A this year, which now has a twin, just like those Black Sky satellites. Today's mission is another to start us off on what looks to be an exciting year ahead. For Rocket Lab, for our customers, and for the communities that use their satellites, for everything from Earth observation and climate change research, to weather monitoring, maritime surveillance, communications, and everything that keeps us more connected than ever.
With the acquisition of industry-leading technology companies Celero, PSC, Sinclair Interplanetary, and ASI, the Rocket Lab global family is now an end-to-end space company, delivering all of the resources and expertise needed to make space accessible to all. With Capstone, our joint mission with NASA to the Moon, launching soon, and the development of our new launch vehicle Neutron, we continue to launch to new heights as we reach for the stars. If any of what you've seen or heard today excites you and you want to find out how you can join our team, visit rocketlabusa.com.
And that's it for our broadcast today. But you can always keep in touch with us and stay in our orbit by following us on social media to see, hear, and learn about what we do here at Rocket Lab. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you back here next time. This is Rocket Lab Mission Control, signing off.
Righto. Pad Safe and Cruiser out there. Yeah, how much you want to bet that guy on the left played rugby? Oh, yeah. Rugby player. Oh, yeah. Freaking good. You see that? See that dude? He's a rugby player. Oh, yeah. That's cool. So, 100% mission success. That was 2 Black Sky satellites deployed. They're Earth observation satellites. The mission without a beat launch was perfect. Cool. Cool beans. Yeah. Also, Dreamlifter. Dreamlifter. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Dreamlifter. NASA should have bought one of those. Freaking Beluga. What are you buying a freaking Beluga for? What the heck that thing gonna do? Looks like something I would make. Should I take that as an insult? Or I don't know. Whatever. Here. Just look at it. Look at it. Look at it. I missed the discussion from earlier. Is NASA replacing the Super Guppy? They're gonna replace it with the Beluga, which is just alright. Patrick! Yep. You ever stared at it? Marveled at its beauty? Its genius? Like, I don't understand. Why doesn't NASA just get like a C-130 or a C-17? Why are they buying a Beluga? Why not just buy a Globemaster? Like, it does the same thing. And, like, I don't quite understand that one. More fuel efficiency. All right. I just don't understand. And please, Airbus people, don't get me wrong on this one. Like, it's cool, international cooperation and everything, but I don't understand why is somebody at NASA like, the Air Force has a perfectly good plane that could do literally everything that we need to, that they made a bajillion of because mud defense contracts, right? No, let's buy a Beluga. All right. U.S. Air Force doesn't want to donate it to NASA? They have enough of them, W. That's what I mean, dude. You gonna tell me a C-17 can't do everything that Beluga can do and more? Like, or a C-5 for that matter? You want to see how many they have? Look at this. You think they have enough? The C-5 can move tanks around. 2 of them. I don't don't understand. What? Shouldn't this be blurred? Ah, they're outdated pictures. It doesn't matter. Can you see? Can't you see those are in use? Telling me they can't let NASA have one of these things? Maybe two of them? Like, no? Maybe it's the volume? Yeah, maybe. Possibility. I don't understand that one. Oh, F-14s. F-14. No, we can't. I can't look at this. I can't look at the boneyard for too long. I'm gonna get upset. I don't recall the particulars, but I did see a breakdown of options. NASA was choosing from, and for their purpose, the Beluga was the best option. Well, Hunster, I'm gonna do like everybody else does when they see something at NASA that they don't like, and I'm gonna call that unsustainable. It's unsustainable in my opinion. Are you going to see the new Top Gun movie? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's unsustainable, guys. It's unsustainable. It's unsustainable. It's too much money. It's too much money. That's very unsustainable. Oh, NASA's doing something that I don't like. Unsustainable. No, I don't like SLS. It's unsustainable. Unsustainable aircraft choices. Yep. Your face is unsustainable. Yeah, that's probably true. Okay, Burke. Actually, that was the GA. That was a investigator general that said that, Forlorn. Everybody quoted this investigator general report about SLS and its high prices, and I went digging, and I went and looked at the IG report. Literally, the IG report says, verbatim, it's unsustainable in my expert opinion. I'm not kidding. And then proceeds to cite no details as to why. It's just unsustainable. It's like, what? Well, he's an expert. He must be. Oh, yeah. Okay. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, are you serious? Oh, nice, 619. That's cool. It's not a science paper. It doesn't need to cite sources. Yeah, well, in my expert opinion, the Beluga is unsustainable. In my expert opinion. It's my expert opinion. Anyway. It's mostly a joke, guys. I understand the reasons why people are not happy with SLS pricing. Pricing would be fine if they just launched the damn thing more. Anyway, all right. My thirst for spec is unsustainable. Using a 75-year-old airframe has been sustainable for all these years. Why no more? I don't get it. Yeah, I don't understand, Jim. I don't understand the incessant need to buy new stuff when the old stuff still works. It's very annoying, actually. I got no political will to accept the Beluga. And it's not... Alright, I don't like the Beluga, but it's not like it's a bad plane either. It's just... It does what it needs to do. And... The reason why the nose is bent down is so they can get cargo in it. Like, I get it. But hey, it is what it is. Anyway. When trains... Well, it's Minecraft Day. We got Minecraft and Space News, GTA Racing. Yep, Chuck, there you go. You solved it. Guys, we've come together. We've come together and we've banned crimes. Crimes are now illegal. We solved the crime problem. Congratulations. Whoosh. We've investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing. How long till Rocket Lab starts catching the returning boosters? They said that it'll happen in the coming missions, King. If I had to guess, this is EJ's gut right now, so this is just kind of me shooting from the hip here. If I had to guess, I think that they're not going to... Electron will kind of be maybe partially reusable, some of them. They're going to use what they learned with partially reusing some Electron stages for Neutron. Yeah. Neutron, they're definitely... Neutron is the new hotness, man. They're putting all their eggs in that one basket. The reason is because we saw them... Like, they were going to build, like... Every booster was going to be reusable. It's like, okay, we're going to start just doing reuse all the time. And then they announced Neutron, and they've been doing nothing but expending boosters since. So, we'll see. Okay, quick side note from Nick over at NSF. It's the Sarlacc pit, but upside down. The rocket spaghetti. Neutron's fairing reminds me of the movie Alien. Yep. Freshly picked rocket. Grass-fed. Roots still attached. The Beluga can fit longer, higher, and wider things than the C5. That's the reason. No, well, Shinobi, I know that. It's pretty much better in every way. But it's unsustainable. Don't you understand? It's unsustainable. I don't care if it can do more things than other things. It's unsustainable. Do you understand? You understand where I'm going with this? Yeah. Gives a whole new meaning to Rocket Garden. I find my own intelligence is unsustainable. Right. Anyway, fellas, I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. I'm gonna go eat some breakfast. Actually, I don't know. Should I just go grab breakfast? Should we jump into Minecraft? What do you guys want to do? Moose, everything's going good. I might take an hour because I wanted to go make Brimo some breakfast. Go take a nap. We got a long day ahead. All right, give me an hour. Give me an hour. I'll be back in about an hour. Okay. I'm not gonna sleep because I tried doing this yesterday and it didn't work, or 2 days ago it didn't work. So, makes Brimo breakfast with not all the chat. You don't have a ring on your finger, Moose. Just saying. I mean, are you proposing to me? I'm taken already. Boom. Roasted. Roasted. Sorry. Guys, yeah, give me an hour. I'll be back. We'll do a little bit of extended Minecraft today. We're really making some progress on the city, guys. I watched that during the week. So, check this out. This is where we're at. Look at this. This is a survival city build that we're working on, and buildings are sprouting up like weeds. But polygamy is a thing. Polygamy is a thing. Not my thing, but a thing. Was good seeing the launch? Hell yeah. Subway terminal's almost done, dude. Look. Oh, yeah. This breakfast better be able to sustain you. In my mind, breakfast is unsustainable, and we need to replace it with something else. We'll replace it with something else called Fast Break. I'm going to eat Fast Break now. No, not Fast Break. No, replace it with Second Breakfast. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the launch coverage. Give me an hour, I'll be back. We'll play some more Minecraft today. Isn't that like brunch, but only cooler? Oh, yeah. Fast Break. Fast Break! Fast Break! I'll be back for Fast Break.